everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to take you through the Lalique perfume range, triggered by the launch of their new Soleil, I think it's pronounced, Soleil perfume, which I have here. If you're new here, then welcome. It's all about perfumes. So do subscribe, join in the comments below, send me your requests. I try and do eventually a video on all the topics you request, so do send them in. And yeah, welcome to my little perfume world. So before we get into the fragrances, Lalique might be a brand that you're not familiar with. They are basically a very high-end, I think French, crystal and glass brand. They make very beautiful glassware. Here in London it's available in Harrods, which is like the top department store. Like, we're talking many thousands for a piece of glass, so this is a very premium product. And their perfumes are usually very beautiful glass bottles inspired by some of their older designs. They've sort of been around for like 100 years, very traditional brand. And their perfumes really reflect that traditional and classic essence. I think they're all very classy smells. They're not tacky or cheap or anything. So if you're looking for that sort of, sort of Chanel, classy, the kind of fragrance that someone that shops at Harrods would wear, you know, if you're buying thousands of pounds worth of crystal from Harrods in London, then your perfume needs to be pretty good, right? And so it's very much aligned to that. As always, I'll leave the links to the products down below. You can get these online as well, and some of the more older ones that have been out for a while you can get for quite reasonable prices as well. So leave the links down below, US and UK. So let's start with Soleil, which has just come out just now, summer 2019. And the brand have kindly sent me this. You can see that the packaging is all about this like very bright, summery sort of coral color. And then the idea is that this is like an explosion of sun. So the bottle, which is this beautiful glass, just take this off, is basically like an explosion of the sun, and you can see the name of the perfume is all around the top there with the Lalique brand. And then it comes with this is kind of like an Art Deco 1920s 30s style bracelet inspired by some of the classic Lalique stuff from back in the 20s, I think. And this is just a cute little bracelet that comes with it. So, you know, you can tell by the quality, the thickness of the glass bottle, the fact that it comes with this, that, you know, this is a classy fragrance. This ain't no cheap, like, celebrity perfume, right? This is top banana. I can read here in the PR leaflet that they send that this is all about sunshine in a bottle. How lovely. Wake up and smell the sun. Hashtag I am the sun child. Every day she wakes up and feels the sunshine, feeling right, burning bright. She lives each moment intensely. So it's very much like sort of female empowerment, shining like the sun, like happy summer fragrance. So what does it smell like? I'm actually wearing it now. So the key notes here is like a pear, almondy warmth, but there's also a kind of like an orangey nectarine in here, which I really get, but it isn't like a sharp citrus. It's like a warm orange, so it does feel very sparkling and fresh. But I noticed I've been wearing it a few hours, and by the way, the lasting is very good. You can really still smell it after a few hours, and I only sprayed like 1 or 2 sprays, I think. There's a sort of milky jasmine-ness in here, which is very much still there, and I think that sort of jasmine is what gives this a very classy note, like that Chanel vibes I was talking about before, but then you're still getting the orange, and that's quite unusual for a citrus note to last into the hours like after you've sprayed the fragrance. Usually the citruses are the first ones to go, sometimes in seconds and minutes. So it basically feels like a fresh orange mixed with a sort of classy, sophisticated white floral, and then a warm praline orange sheepery type happy perfume. So that is Soleil. I think next we're going to go into the Amethyst range, which I really like because it's all about the berries. It's this cute purple bottle and it's basically blackberry, blackcurrant, blueberry, you've got mulberry in here, and then there's a sort of classic rose and vanilla. You'll find that a lot of the Laliques have rose and vanilla in, and also a musky heart, so they all help it last and make it, you know, smell like perfumes rather than just smelling like berries. But this is a really, you know, fruity berry fragrance. Like if you love all the berries, this is them all together in a big deep berry perfume. It comes in two other versions. So you've got Amethyst Exquise, which has got raspberry in it, so a bit fresher, a bit sweeter, and then you've got like an orchid flower. So this is more of a, you know, you still got blackcurrant and blackberry, but with the raspberry and the orchid it makes it a bit softer, like less all about the berries and more about the orchid, I guess. You've then got Amethyst Eclat, which again has the raspberry in with the blackberry and the blackcurrant, but it also has much more floral, rose, peony, musk and magnolia, all of which really help make this a bit more floral. So your Exquise is more like raspberry, lighter version of Amethyst, and your Eclat is like a floral version, but all three still have the berry, the blackberry as the star of the show. So let's take it back to the original Lalique perfume, which is simply called Lalique. This also has blackberry in, but it's not the star of the show. Instead, this jasmine is the real star here. They use a lot of jasmine in their perfumes. This is your classic jasmine perfume. There's pear in here, there's woody notes, there's vanilla, and it came out in 1992, and this is exactly what I would expect from a perfume from 1992. You know, it doesn't really smell like the kind of perfumes that are released nowadays. Maybe sort of Gucci Bloom, jasmine, but this is very much like a classic traditional scent. There is also Lalique Lip Affirm, not to be confused with Lalique by Lalique. This comes in a square bottle, which is quite recognisable as a Lalique perfume, but this one is a vanilla perfume. So this is heavy, strong vanilla. If you love vanilla, you want to be draped in vanilla, then this is one for you. You've got tonka bean, you've got a slightly green notes in here as well. Wood, heliotrope, patchouli, jasmine as well again. So it's not all vanilla, and it does have that traditional like floral patchouli jasmine there, but it's predominantly vanilla. So if you want something quite classic, quite traditional, but really heavy vanilla, then this is one for you. Next is Perles de Lalique, and this is basically a strong patchouli perfume with some rose in here. When I used to work selling perfumes, this would be requested a lot by big patchouli fans. But what this has is it has a lot of mossy notes in it, so oak moss, vetiver, very like strong green, almost masculine notes, but not quite. But it's like that patchouli and that mossy note really come out. Very unusual to have so much like vetiver in a perfume, especially a female perfume. So people that want that like strong patchouli, slightly green mossy vibe, then this is the only real perfume that's really like this. So it was requested quite a bit by people who like that kind of smell. Next is Nylang. This was also quite popular. This again is patchouli, but it's got some fun like melon, sweet notes in here, peach, blueberry, and then a ton of other notes like amber and musk, like very complex perfume. But effectively it is a patchouli perfume, but with some interesting sweet notes thrown in. Next we have Satine, came out in 2013. This is, Satine always reminds me of Moulin Rouge. The main character is called Satine, Nicole Kidman's character, and this perfume would definitely not be out of place in the Moulin Rouge. It is a sexy tonka bean vanilla perfume, very sensual, you know, that sweetness, almost sickliness of the vanilla that you'd have on that Parisian night in the Moulin Rouge. There's some woody female jasmine patchouli in here, but predominantly it's vanilla and a really tonka beanie. Next we have L'Amour, continuing the Moulin Rouge theme, but this perhaps is a bit softer, and this basically has all the white florals they could find. Neroli, jasmine, gardenia, tuberose, and then musk. So if you like white florals, this literally has like 4 in, right? So you're gonna love this. This is all about the florals. It's probably the most floral perfume they do. It's romantic in the sense that it's pretty and floral. Next we have Azalea, which is probably one of the most sort of like holiday type perfumes from Lalique. The bottle looks a bit more fun and less serious than some of the others, and peach is the star of the show here, but it still has that patchouli and those traditional notes in here, but the peach makes this a little bit more light-hearted and fun, fruity sweet, so a bit different to all the other Laliques, I'd say. And then continuing that note, we have Rêve or Rêve d'Infini, which has lychee and peach in it. So they seem to have gone through recently a phase of having more like fruity notes in their perfume. There's still jasmine, there's still musk and rose, but that lychee makes this a bit funner and fresher, probably a bit more modern, and probably a bit more of a younger scent. Then finally we have Living Lalique. Now this has very high-end exclusive advertising. It looks like a Versace advert. It's all gold, and you could buy this perfume in like a Lalique crystal bottle, and it was like, I think 900 or £1,000 or something. So this is they're definitely most sort of high-end fancy perfume. The normal version isn't £1,000, it's just a glass bottle. And this is a vetiver perfume. So there's some lovely cashmere in here as well, but the vetiver is the star of the show. So for those of you that don't know what vetiver is, it's basically like a green, mossy note. It's used a lot in male perfumes. So if you think of male perfumes that have a greenness to them, that's probably what you're smelling. It's used in some like Jo Malone perfumes as well. It's very much a unisex fragrance note. The cedar, sandalwood, nutmeg, this is very unisex in my opinion. Sort of black pepper in here as well, a little bit of bergamot in the initial spray. The ingredients are all very expensive and high-end. Vetiver is not cheap, so it's not something that you usually get in like cheap mainstream perfumes, hence probably why they've put this in such like exquisite branding and really marketed this as an exclusive perfume, because it very much is like, this is a classy woman that's going to wear this perfume. So that's it. Let me know what you think of the Lalique brand and their fragrance. Have you ever worn any of them? Had you even heard of them before this video? And hopefully you found it useful and enjoyable, and as I said before, it'll all be linked below. Don't forget to subscribe, give the video a thumbs up if it was helpful, and send your requests in the comments down below. But that's it, so thanks so much for watching guys, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye!